You know, I've been thinking a lot about African cultural festivals lately. There's something about them that just captures the essence of life, joy, and a whole lot of laughter. I mean, if you've ever been to one, you'll know it's not just a festival, it's an experience. You walk in, and it's like stepping into a world where everything is amplified. Colors are brighter, sounds are louder, and the food, oh, the food! You can smell it from a mile away. And let me tell you, it's like a siren call for your taste buds. Now, let's talk about the food for a second. You have jollof rice, which, by the way, is the most debated dish in West Africa. You know how people argue about pineapple on pizza? Well, jollof rice is the African equivalent, but it's way more serious. You have the Nigerians claiming that theirs is the best, the Ghanaians swearing by theirs, and then you have the Senegalese, who are just sitting there like, "Excuse me, we invented this." It's like a culinary World Cup happening right before your eyes, and everyone is very, very serious about it. And then there's the suya. If you've never had suya, let me tell you, you're missing out. It's spicy grilled meat on a stick, and it's so good that it should come with a warning label. Caution, may cause uncontrollable happiness. You take one bite, and suddenly, you're sweating. But you don't care because it's just that delicious. And the vendors, they're like the comedians of the festival, weaving in and out of the crowd, shouting, "Get your suya here, best in the land," with such confidence that you can't help but believe them. Now, let's not forget about the music. African festivals are like a non-stop concert where everyone's invited, and you don't even need a ticket. You have drummers who look like they've been possessed by the spirits of rhythm, and they pound those drums like their lives depend on it. And then there's the dancing. Oh boy, the dancing. You'll see people of all ages getting down, from toddlers who are just figuring out how to stand up to grandmothers who can bust a move like they're still in their 20s. It's a beautiful sight, really. But here's the thing, if you're not careful, you might find yourself pulled into the circle. And let me tell you, once you're in there, there's no escape. You could be standing there sipping your drink, minding your own business, and suddenly, someone's grabbing your hand and dragging you into the dance. And you're like, "Wait, I don't know how to dance." But they don't care. They're like, "Just move your body, feel the rhythm." And before you know it, you're flailing your arms and legs around, trying to keep up with the beat. And everyone's cheering you on like you're the next Beyoncé. And then there are the outfits. Oh my goodness, the outfits! You have people dressed in the most vibrant, colorful attire that looks like it was made by a team of fashion designers on a sugar high. You have the traditional garments, like the kente cloth from Ghana or the dashiki from Nigeria, and they're all stunning. But then you also have those who decide to take creative liberties. You'll see someone wearing a combination of patterns that shouldn't work together, but somehow do. It's like a walking art exhibit, and you can't help but admire the confidence. And speaking of confidence, let's talk about the MCs at these festivals. They are the true stars of the show. They have this incredible ability to keep the energy up, and they're always armed with jokes and stories. They'll start by asking, "Are you ready to have some fun?" And the crowd erupts in cheers. Then, they'll launch into a series of hilarious anecdotes about their own experiences at festivals. You know, the ones where they accidentally danced with someone's grandmother or mistook a plate of food for a hat. You can't help but laugh because you know, deep down, we've all been there in one way or another. And then there's the fashion show segment. Oh boy, this is where things get interesting. You have models strutting their stuff, showcasing traditional attire, and everyone is clapping and cheering. But then, there's always that one model who decides to take it to the next level. They'll come out wearing a giant headdress that looks like it could double as a satellite dish, and you're sitting there, trying to figure out how they're even walking straight while balancing that thing. It's like a real-life version of America's Next Top Model, but with a twist. Now, let's talk about the games. African festivals are notorious for their competitive spirit, and you'll see people engaging in everything from sack races to tug-of-war. And let me tell you, the level of intensity is unreal. You have parents who are suddenly channeling their inner athletes, shouting at their kids to run faster or pull harder. You'd think it was the Olympics, the way some of these folks are going at it. And when someone wins, it's like they've just scored the winning goal in the World Cup. There's cheering, dancing, and sometimes even a victory lap around the festival grounds. But amidst all the laughter and joy, there's also a sense of community. You see families coming together, friends reconnecting, and even strangers sharing a laugh over a plate of food. It's a beautiful reminder of what it means to be part of something bigger than yourself. You hear stories passed down through generations, and you realize that these festivals are not just about the fun. They're about preserving culture and celebrating heritage. And then there's the storytelling. You'll find elders sitting under a tree, sharing tales of their youth, and it's like stepping into a time machine. They'll recount stories of how they used to dance barefoot in the rain, or how they fell in love during a festival just like this one. And you can see the spark in their eyes, the joy of reliving those moments. It's a beautiful thing to witness, and it makes you appreciate the richness of African culture even more. But let's not forget about the kids. Oh man, the kids are the real MVPs at these festivals. They're running around, their faces painted, and they have this boundless energy that's contagious. You'll see them trying to mimic the adults' dance moves, and it's the cutest thing ever. And then there's always that one kid who decides to take a break from the festivities to have a full-on meltdown because they can't find their favorite toy. And you're just standing there, watching the chaos unfold, thinking, wow, this is a whole mood. As the sun sets, the atmosphere shifts. The lights come on, and suddenly, everything feels magical. You have people gathering around bonfires, sharing stories, and laughing until their sides hurt. The music changes, and you can feel the rhythm in your bones. It's a time for reflection and connection, and you can't help but feel grateful for the experience. And then, just when you think the night is winding down, someone pulls out a karaoke machine. Now, if you've ever seen an African karaoke session, you know it's like a talent show gone wild. People are belting out songs with such passion that you'd think they were performing at Madison Square Garden. You have some who can actually sing, and then you have others who are just there for the vibes. They'll grab the mic and start singing in a language you don't understand, but you can feel the emotion behind it. And then, of course, there's that one person who thinks they can rap, and you're just sitting there, cringing, but also cheering them on because, hey, it's all in good fun. And as the night continues, you find yourself surrounded by laughter, music, and the warmth of community. You realize that these festivals are more than just events. They are a celebration of life, love, and togetherness. They remind us of our roots and connect us to our heritage in ways that words cannot fully express. So, the next time you find yourself at an African cultural festival, embrace it. Dive into the food, dance like no one's watching, and laugh until your stomach hurts. Because in those moments, you're not just a spectator. You're part of a beautiful tapestry of culture, joy, and shared humanity. And who knows, you might just find yourself making memories that will last a lifetime.